Hello everybody, and welcome back to some more Geist. And I just realized that there's the TM there in the loading screen. Very professional. But, we've just rescued our best buddy by blowing up everybody while he was riding a bicycle. Very neat. And now we gotta escape off the helicopter.
Archangel, do you copy? Archangel, the LZ is
boy.
compromised. I count at least 2 anti-air units, maybe more.
The LZ is compromised. I wish I paid enough attention to the story to know what that means.
Landing zone.
Can you do anything to take out the defense?
Okay.
Come on, context clues.
Save that CR2 chopper.
But, yeah, so now we have to figure out how to stop these anti-air missiles that apparently they can't see from the air. So they're just gonna walk in and just fuck up, yeah, and just blow themselves up. I don't know. Very odd. But, as you can see, the puzzle was pretty much immediately solved. How we're going to do this is we need to... we basically just started up a riot, which immediately scared this one random guy, who is the most important guy that we need to take possession of. Because he has detonating mines. Just what we need to take out entire towers. How lucky for us, right? That he managed to be such a massive chicken shit.
I mean, I'm just thinking about like the soundtrack. Really nice.
Yeah, like I said, it's a really good soundtrack, and I do like the ghost mechanics. So those are two things I will say, like, yes, very good. I like it, but it's too bad that everything else kind of suffers because of it.
Everything else kind of suffers for a lack of development.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah. Not in a way, not so much unpolished as in not developed in a way that is entire. Has not that much meat on the bones. Those mechanics, you know.
Yeah, but the sad thing is that reading the article on Wikipedia talking about the like this game, apparently they had like 3 or 4 years to develop this, and it got delayed. So it was like, my God, the fact that it came out like this just probably shows that it was more of an issue of the just the development team is just shit. Which makes sense considering that their claim to fame is just porting over first-person shooters to the DS.
Is his supply of mines unending?
Yeah, so whenever you possess somebody who has a weapon of any sort, you have infinite amount of that ammunition. So we have infinite mines.
I do like the small model, the guy running on the
Yeah, it's
next to the health bar.
it is kind of funny just to sort of let you know like who it is that you're like in control of. But it does look pretty goofy when you just sort of see them, the character just sort of running in place, like it's a test model or something. But anyway, so how's your week been, Gouke?
You know, my everyday life is actually quite boring, right?
Who knows? You could have something exciting happen, like with me. where I got myself into a nice workplace accident.
Yeah, that's how you spice up the routine.
Yeah. Honestly, it was kind of interesting, like just how it happened, because it was like I was just doing my normal thing, and I was putting some fire pit boxes up on a shelf that was 4 feet high, and I went to go put the third one up, and all of a sudden I just sort of lost my balance or something, and fell backwards and hit my head off the concrete floor. So
The whiskey got to your head?
Surprisingly, no. There was no drugs involved, but it was just kind of funny that like, I took it seriously at first, because it was like, you know, I hit my head and blacked out, so it was like, okay, I should probably go to the hospital to see if, like, I don't have, like, a concussion or something. And it turns out that my slight concern turned out to be blown completely the fuck out of proportion by everybody else. So what ended up happening was the Ministry of Health had to get involved.
Wait, he's a friend.
And
I understand why you want to stay. Once
okay.
I get this data back to CR2,
So why does he want to
I'll
stay?
come back for you, John.
Oh yeah, he wants to get his body back, that's why.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
the most obvious thing.
You're not the
Yeah.
only ghost around here.
Sorry, I just
no.
forgot, because I'm kind of dumb like that.
Don't tell me there's a guy who's gonna knock the helicopter down.
Oh no,
Of course
not
there
only
is.
not only is there, but it's us. But yeah, so basically what ended up happening was that the Ministry of Health got involved. And because the Ministry of Health got involved, that means that the police had to get involved. And because the police got involved, it was a whole, like, a process of, like, getting security footage, fucking sectioning off the area, making sure that the crime scene, so to speak, was not compromised or tainted, getting testimonials as to what happened.
Done well, my friend. That human could have ended our plan.
And
As
it
for that
was...
ghost, keep him contained and outside the complex.
It was quite a bit, but long story short, I got a CT scan, and it turned out that there was nothing wrong. I just basically broke the skin and just bled out a bit, so...
Whoa! I found that very amusing back in the other sequence that the guys, like the other guys, immediately shot at your character.
Yeah.
At the guy you're possessing. Like, how do they know? Like they just immediately begin shooting at you, like you just.
Yeah, well, it's because they're furries, right? So because of that, that means they're part dog, and they have the dog sense to know who is and who isn't possessed. That's my theory, and I'm sticking to it.
Alright.
What, you got a better theory?
No, I don't have a theory regardless. Yeah, I'm fighting just on this. Also, your body has superpowers, too.
Yeah, it's kind of explained, but not really. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but it's later on in the game. You'll see.
They injected it with ghost juice.
Well, obviously, our body is being possessed by a different ghost, and they have different technology, so that way, that ghost can still interact with, like, the ghost world and see things that we see. Anyway, so here's a bit of a respite from the rest of the game where we play around with just random shit in an abandoned mansion in the middle of nowhere. And we solve this puzzle by activating the clock and pushing a special button to create
Then we play the Moonlight Sonata.
Yep, we play the Moonlight Sonata, and then we get the little shield icon that we swap on top of the fireplace. It's great. But man, that is quite a bit of work just to open up a door. Also, very over the top and flashy, I must say.
Yeah. I do gotta think when I watch Let's Plays of Resident Evil, I do wonder, like, how do people get around in this mansion?
It was kind of explained that the idea was that you weren't meant to. Like, if you explored too far or in the wrong area, you'd fall into one of the traps, kind of thing. But I guess my bullshit thought would be like, oh, they get around because they have like master keys that open up all the doors or something. But here's a question. If you had enough money to build yourself a mansion, would you turn it into a Resident Evil mansion?
No.
Hmm?
No.
How come?
I would be retarded.
It'd be great. You could just be like the one guy in the Darwin Awards where he set up a bunch of booby traps in his own house and then left clues on how to avoid the booby traps. But he did so many of them that he forgot one of the booby traps and couldn't figure out his own riddle. So he activated the trap and killed himself.
The ultimate, you played yourself.
Basically.
Yeah. Such a moronic thing.
Anyway, you like yourself some DDR? The slowest of slow DDR. Yeah.
Like, the influences are pretty blatant right now. Also, the model of the horse is really
Yeah,
not good.
Yeah, it looks horrible. But we're not quite done with the this puzzle, because now we gotta light up a bunch of other shit just lying around.
Let's molest the statue.
Yeah, so now it's basically told us, okay, so here's how we do it. We have to make a pentagram.
And summon the Dark One.
Well, I mean, we basically already did. That's what the Cthulhu monster demon that came out of the portal is. So, although some benefits have come from my workplace incident, I finally managed to catch one of Double D's streams live, so that was fun. For those who don't know, Double D is Diversity and Dragons, and he's a pretty alright dude. He basically just talks about a lot of the stupid shit that's going on in Wizards of the Coast right now. So,
Well, that's a wealth of content right there, because it's practically every week they're doing something dumb.
look, Gouke, they haven't contacted the Pinkertons for a while, so we can trust them for now.
It's not a. Is that how relationships go in your side of the continent? He hasn't. Like,
Yeah, when
he hasn't kicked me in the balls this year, so I think we're on good terms.
yeah, he only stabbed me in the back like 3 times. What's the chances of him doing it the 4th? Come on. But, yeah, I still cannot believe that they went completely nuclear and called the Pinkertons over some fucking Magic the Gathering cards because they got released a month early.
Because of their mistake, by the way.
Yeah, their mistake because they named the 2 sets exactly the same, but the second one just had a colon fucking random ass title added on.
This used to be my room. I came to live here with my brother Alexander when our parents died.
Oh, and of course the
Giselle built the
little
garden
girl
and
and the boy are orphans.
Alexander loved to sit in a tree and read his books on magic. They scared me, but he read them all the time. One day I was trying to play with him, but he didn't want to.
He didn't want to play. Oh man.
So he dropped a rock on my face.
No, it's even dumber. So she attempts to climb the tree, so he climbs further up.
I tried to climb the tree to get his attention, but I fell.
And then she had a workplace accident like I did.
I was hurt very badly.
And then he used a black magic ritual.
You joke, but...
I am well prepared to see that happen.
Wait, my book's on magic. I can resurrect
How do
her
I-
dead body.
My aunt wasn't
How
here,
do I
so
resurrect
Alexander
my
carried me into the
dead
tunnels.
sister? Oh Mag, you're not treating that body properly.
Look, she's already suffered a major head injury, alright? A little scraped knees and face isn't going to do much worse.
I do recall that I saw that video, right, of the woman getting hit by the train.
Yeah, the one that you posted, yeah, because she tried to take a selfie.
Yes, like that. I am finding myself having a lot of trouble feeling any sympathy for people who are that stupid. Because it was nothing but her own crippling stupidity that did that.
I remember
Like-
my arms and legs tingling. It
Yeah,
felt
when
so
you hear the
strange.
honk honk of a train, that usually means get off the track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she gets hit, and like pretty much at the speed of the train was going, it was like a done deal. Like she was dead before she hit the ground.
And it touched me.
Well, yeah, because
But-
trains go like a few,
Touched my brother.
they go like
Something
100
happened to him.
miles an hour
I
kind of
worked
thing,
hard
right?
myself inside him.
Like they go like highway speed. So if you're gonna get hit by anything going that speed, it's like you're dead.
My brother is old now and in a wheelchair.
Oh, and that's how he got the scar on his face. He got tentacle whipped by the Cthulhu demon.
Stop him, Raimi. He needs my help.
Oh boy. I accident. You know, that whole situation sounds like it would be the title for a Japanese light novel series. I was trying to resurrect my sister and accidentally invoked Sir Lucifer.
Isn't that basically what Bible Black is?
I don't know. I've never seen Bible Black.
That's the.
I know some of. I know some of the memes involving how idiotic the dub was.
Well, the memes that I've heard were more along the lines of it's what you trick stupid people into convincing. Oh yeah, it's a good anime for their first watch.
Yeah. Once in a while, you see like those people post on YouTube scenes from hentais with really funny and stupid dubs. Like
Yeah,
I don't know if you can say this one, but
Hey, let's pack up the trucks and get out of
there is one like where it's on the.
Wait, what was that?
Some scene where the girl just look at the guy and says, like she says in the most unfazed tone of voice in the that's possible, like, why but why did you rape and sodomize me?
Was that from the fucking the dub that originally it was like a serious thing. It was about the mysteries happening at a school, but then
No,
when they
that's Ghost Stories.
Yeah, Ghost Stories.
As far as I know, it's not a hentai.
Oh, it was a hentai you were talking about. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
Yes, like why else would a character ask why she was raped and sodomized?
I don't know. That's what Ghost Stories. They would say stupid shit like that too.
Okay.
You've seen some of the
I mean,
clips of that show, right?
Yeah.
Or the English dub.
All school principals look like lesbians.
It's like, I will suck your dick for a Scooby snack. It's like,
No, my favorite one is the girl trying to to banish the rabbit ghost. And
oh
she
yeah,
said,
it's like,
I know we can never be together, not because you're a rabbit, but because you're black.
my favorite one was from that same episode where it was.
This guy again.
Yeah, this guy again. Except we got a shotgun, so we could add some actual damage to him.
What was your favorite scene, by the way?
It was at the very end where the teacher shows the basket of rabbits, and it's like, let me tell you about the birds and the bees. You see, when a daddy bunny and a mommy bunny get together, they make babies together, and then the mommy baby thinks she owns the daddy baby's dick, and so starts commanding him to do things. It was like trauma dumping on the fucking kids. It was great.
Yeah, that was when that kind of comedy was still acceptable in the dubbing circles.
Yeah. Thank God we have
Okay,
people like Jello Apocalypse to completely rewrite a fucking anime.
Yeah. Imagine the world without their. Imagine how much people will be traumatized if they were not there.
Yeah, that was something I never got. It was like, oh, you can't say certain words because they're harmful, and it's like, how? Like, and like some of them will unironically say like, oh yeah, they're harmful, and it could like potentially end lives, and it's like, okay, how many people have died because of the dreaded N-word?
Not better yet.
Like,
How many people have died because some anime had a word they didn't like? Well, I wasn't about to shoot myself today, but
now that I've heard that word, that's convinced me.
now that the character in One Piece called me a fruity, I think I'm just gonna swallow the bullet, man.
I know. I mean, you get called a fruity patootie one time, and it sends people over the edge. Gotta be careful.
Having flashbacks to the Novistadors.
The Novistadors?
Yeah, the cricket monsters in Resident Evil 4.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, they're harder to fight the first time you run into them, but every time you fight them afterwards, they're easy because they die in one hit if they're flying.
Yeah. I mean, they are not flying the first time you meet him, so it's kind of tough. And
yeah, that's why it's tough. They're not flying and they're invisible.
Yeah, I mean, it is pretty funny once you get to the whole section in the caverns, and it's just really fun to get in like a bunch of them with a shotgun when they're flying.
Yeah.
Pretty great.
Actually, that's a question. I've played Resident Evil 4 so much that I basically know that game like the back of my hand. So, if I were to do a playthrough of that, would it be better if I were to do like a speed run of that, or would it be better if I just played it normally?
Play it normally, man. I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of OCD about collecting stuff and about not leaving stuff behind.
Yeah, I understand.
So whenever
that,
I see, so whenever I'm watching like a let's play or a speed run, and I see them just leaving the golden animal that the enemies drop behind, I'm just gonna get really triggered.
No, that chicken laid a golden egg. Why are you running away from it?
No, Bennett, pick it up! Ah!
Yeah, no, I know exactly how you feel. It's one of those things where it's kind of hard for me to get into a speedrunner mindset when it comes to like ditching certain things or doing things out of order, or but
what will be your weapon loadout for the end?
Yeah, it's also I guess one of the reasons why I'm not a big fan of like the Metroid games is because it feels wrong to not 100% that game, you know? No, it was a trap the whole time. And now we're back in the simulation cube. And now we're going to be running through more tests.
Well, look who's up. You're lucky to be alive, Raimi.
Already seen him.
I'm guessing because of the weird box he's in.
Looks like you're better than I thought. Volks would have had my head.
Because it's glowing with green, you see.
But it would have been worth it.
And because it's green, we can see the blue.
Once you've been retrained and this whole summit thing is over with, I'm gonna personally pull the plug on you. Count on it.
Oh dear. What were we talking about before?
100%ing games, and when I play Resident Evil 4, what I should do.
Oh yeah. What will be your weapon loadout at the end of the game?
Usually I go with Red 9, the Striker. I don't go for a Magnum, or if I do, I do the Butterfly revolver.
The simulation
Yeah, the Broken Butterfly is a better one.
Yeah, because as cool as the Killer 7 is, you can't do the super upgrade with it for some stupid reason.
Farewell, Raimi. When we meet again, you will be my
Let's see, what other... Oh yeah, and the semi-auto rifle.
Do you get... What about the mine thrower?
Your mission begins at the summit entry possession of the key
It's
data.
fun, but no,
In addition
I
to
don't.
possessing your assigned target, you will be responsible for
It's
several
one of my
assassinations.
favorites.
This is designed to fuel future disorder and
I did,
hostility.
because I played Resident Evil 4 so much, I do know a few really weird quirks about that game. Like, if you sell all your handgun weapons, the game will exclusively give you handgun ammunition.
This host is already possessable.
They're just basically saying you stop being a dickhead.
Essentially, like, it's saying, yeah, you can't cheat this game that easily.
Also, an infrared toggle which allows you to see enemies more clearly.
It's kind of weird like, because you also have like the machine gun, so
Yeah.
it's kind of weird that they would restrict you like that by just why can't you just give me machine gun ammo?
Yeah. Also, going back to the game, if you can't tell, the zooming for this sniper rifle is fucking horrendous.
Oh, what's the name of this track, by the way?
The one I can't hear it, so is it the one that's going dun 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 dun?
Yeah.
It's called Fighting Force.
Gonna look it up.
I think it's track number 9, and yes, I know it's what track it is because I listen to it a lot.
I mean, it's a good song, so.
Yeah.
And I had that seen that issue where like you see a really good track, but it comes out in a completely underwhelming point of the game.
Like it's a really like a high octane, like gets your blood pumping, and then all the gameplay is that you're just walking down the road or something.
Kind of like that, yes.
I'm sure there's some examples of where that's happened, but none of them are popping into mind at the moment.
Yeah. And the big one for me is like Path to Borealis. Have you ever heard of that?
No, but it sounds like an RPG.
Path to Borealis is a song from Half-Life 2.
Oh, okay.
Amazing song. Like seriously, it's stuff that you would expect to see in the final boss, like in the level right before the final boss. And it's it comes out at a nothing moment in the game. Like you're meeting some guys you have to like travel with, to fight with, and it starts playing this really kick-ass song, and it's like, this is very unfitting. Like this does not match with the circumstance at all.
Yeah.
There are more enemies on the way. Keep them from exiting the lobby. If anyone
Okay.
reaches the front exit,
In this testing thing, they do have a pretty clever puzzle to solve.
use them wisely.
But right now it's just sort of a really fucking ham-fisted just sort of training exercise like you would find in like a side content for like Time Splitters or Perfect Dark. Like if you're doing like the arcade challenges or whatever.
It's that part. Playing your favorite game, that part.
Yeah. But it's ham-fisted because like it's like the arcade challenges and like Time Splitters are like a fun side thing that you do. It has nothing to do with the main game, right? This is like a side thing that's the main game. you know, like it doesn't fit.
What would you say is like that one section in your favorite games that you really dread playing, like really pisses you off playing? That is not optional, like
the beginning of
really
every Legend of Zelda game. that has a cutscene that's unskippable.
Well, fortunately, that's not that. They have been doing away with that. I mean, ever since the PS2 era, there is just no excuse for unskippable cutscenes. Like, it's if you see a game with unskippable cutscenes nowadays, someone should be fired for that because it's absolutely preposterous. Like, there should never be a thing nowadays.
No, Gouke, you don't understand. The guy who decided to not have skippable cutscenes means that the storyline is really good, and you just really need to take it in all the way. You know.
How about he take in a knuckle sandwich?
Oh, I thought you were gonna say take it in the ass, but okay.
Yeah, he can shove his cutscene up his ass. To do the hard one, get like the discs for the game with that cutscene and shove it up his ass.
Anyway,
for maximum suffering.
So this is the puzzle I was talking about. So this one we again we have to assassinate somebody, but it's a pretty clever way that you go about doing it. But unfortunately, at the moment, it's not being shown.
Have to assassinate someone, and hopefully don't have to rely on Jean Reno for this.
Who?
Jean Reno, French actor.
Okay.
He played a character called the Cleaner in Nikita.
Okay.
I presume you haven't seen that movie.
Yeah, once you said the title, I was like, yeah, okay, that explains why I don't know who the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah. La Femme Nikita. It's a good movie.
I'll take your word for it.
It's from Luc Besson, before he decided to tell the world that he is kind of a nonce.
Now, when you say a nonce, how big of a nonce?
Dated a 15-year-old.
Okay, that's pretty bad.
While he was still married. And then he made a movie called Leon the Professional, which is basically him excusing himself as the Leon the Professional is a really awkward movie because it's basically him trying to tell the world why he likes them young. The story of the movie has a 12-year-old girl who she gets to the help of a professional assassin to teach her how to kill and stuff because she wants to have revenge for her family who was killed by a drug dealer, by like a corrupt cop.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, she keeps telling in the movie that she's in love with him, that she wants to lose her virginity with him. It's really... it's...
Sounds like a good old time.
Yeah, it's one of those movies that you watch and your face is just stuck in an expression of cringing. Unless you're into that stuff, in which case, good lord.
So the type of people that defend cuties?
Perhaps. Most likely. But yeah, it's a... God. Like... And it's one of the highest rated movies on IMDb. And
well,
serious, apparently people really like it. And I don't know if it's because they watched a version that is less noncy.
Yeah. So, okay, so here's the puzzle. We have to kill the dignitary, but we can't get to the other side with the host that we have currently. So, how we go about doing that is that we break the elevator here, and then because it's a high-tension situation, the host, or the person we need to assassinate, is actually scared, and then we force him to commit suicide.
Well done. Now use his last hope.
That's actually very clever. That's nice.
Yeah.
Do not kill the dignitary.
Yeah, if there was like more puzzles like this, I could be like, yeah, you know what, this could be a pretty good game, but you know, but no, we had to fucking.
Yeah, Luc Besson
Yeah,
also directed,
we have to get developers who made those walk cycles.
Luc Besson also made Fifth Element.
Oh, I like
Remember
the
that
Fifth
one?
Element, yeah.
Yeah, so it's a really weird thing because the guy made some really good movies, but then he has this one movie that is just really uncomfortable. Like, seriously, dude. That one spot on his resume that just gets some really weird looks. Or not. I don't know. Given how much some people like that movie. It really confuses me.
Well, here's the question. The high rating on IMDb, is that from critic scores or from...
I think it's from IMDb's general audience.
Okay. Because I know that... I think IMDb is owned by Amazon. So
Yeah.
I do know that they... Because it has been shown in the past that they will rig the ratings to make it so that way really shit shows that they want to succeed have good ratings.
What's the rating for Rings of Power?
Probably a lot higher than it should be,
You have done well.
which is to say anything above 1.
You will travel back to the home country of.
But, I don't know, are you looking it up now?
Oh, no. They're showing... Oh no, there's the rendering is glitching out. I like how they basically... The system glitching out is basically them removing the texture from the pot.
I mean, if it works, it works, right?
Yeah.
Hey man, you get dinner already?
No, not yet. But I bet they went crazy with the mushrooms again.
The other went crazy with the mushrooms.
He went crazy with the mushrooms again with his fucking gazpacho fucking soup.
Entertainment?
Gazpacho.
I don't know if that's how it is, but it's basically the it's essentially tomato soup that's sold ice cold. Or you eat it cold anyway. It's like gazpacho, something like that.
That doesn't sound very pleasant. Cold tomato soup.
Yeah,
Alter their mind so they
yeah,
become submissive.
basically the idea behind it is that where it originates from, it's usually a hot climate. So instead of having hot soup, they have cold soup.
The simulation is ready to initialize, sir.
Good. Gather the other spectral operatives in the auditorium. I have a
And I'm guessing the reason it's tomato soup is because if you want to put meat in there, if you would have to cook it, which means that you would, you know, heat up the kitchen. So you might as well just make hot soup at that point. But at least it's nowhere near as bad as poor man's tomato soup. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
Okay, you get a bowl of water and you put ketchup in it. You're done.
That is depressing beyond belief.
Yeah, that's why it's called poor man's tomato soup. There was this, I'm not sure if I told you about this, but, I remember this one documentary of a, excuse me,
My weapon design is by far
Ooh,
superior.
Superior? Your weapon is only useful in close quarters. My design takes into account several...
Gentlemen, this argument is pointless. With this power outage, we and our weapons are trapped in this section.
Okay, so with this, there's actually 3 puzzles here. The puzzle is that we have to get access to one of those scientists. And depending on which scientist we get access to, we get their weapon. So, for this, I will show how to scare all 3 of them. Because each of the weapons are vastly different. And they're very weird and very cumbersome and don't make a whole lot of sense, but... But anyway, so what I was saying was, did I tell you about the, there was a documentary that I saw on YouTube of kids who have easily preventable, like, disabilities, or like, maybe not disabilities, but like medical issues that are easily preventable. And they're becoming more and more of an issue. Did I tell you about this?
No.
Okay. One of them is, as you could probably imagine with the British, is that the kids have really shitty teeth. Or oral hygiene. And the oral hygiene is so bad that at the ripe age of like 4 or 5 years old, they have to get like root canal surgery done and teeth removed. And so this documentary crew was basically interviewing the parents and sort of filming like their day-to-day lives, so to speak, right? And they're like, okay, so why is it that this happens? It's like, oh, so why does your child have like these mouth problems? And the parents were like, oh, they really like their ketchup on their food. And it's like, okay, but you have them brush their teeth, right? And it's like, no. And it's like, okay, that's the problem solved right there. Like, just brush your fucking teeth. God damn it. But the really depressing one was that this one mother had a son who was 5 years old and weighed 200 pounds.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he was a chonky boy. And
unable to move, I presume.
He could move, but half the time, especially if they were doing long distances, he would have to be pushed in a wheelchair or a stroller or something. And yeah, so they were talking to the mother, and they filmed him like after school, and it's like he was watching TV. And the mother was like, oh, have a snack, and then, oh, have another snack, and, oh, there's some leftover, like, cakes that you didn't eat the other day, so he ate those, and then he had, like, a big meal of fish, and like, the snacks that he was eating, aside from, like, the little cakes, were, like, bananas and, like, fruit and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And... basically, afterwards, the film crew talked to the mother and were like, so you do realize that you basically fed your son, like, the equivalent of, like, 5 meals for his age? And the mother was like, yeah, but aside from, like, the little cakes, like, all of it was healthy. And it's like, yeah, but you fed him 5 meals. You overfed him. And it's like, yeah, but it's all healthy food.
Sir.
And... again, it was just one of those, like, mind-blowing things. It was like, woman, do you not know how calories work? Like, fuck.
No, she's retarded. She's so stupid, she actually believes that, like, if you eat 100 bananas, you're gonna be alright.
Yeah, that's not even getting into the fact that, even though it is fruit, and fruit does have healthy sugars, it is sugar still, and, you know, it's still gonna fuck up with your diabetes and shit.
Yeah, I mean, that is where I reached the point where not only I don't have sympathy, I actively wish evil upon these people, because their stupidity is harming other people. Like, holy crap, you stupid woman. Just don't feed him 50 times a day. Just 3 light meals. He doesn't need more than that. He has fat on his body to sustain him for a year.
Yeah.
Oh my lord,
some of the
I cannot express to you the amount of contempt I have for people like this.
Yeah, I've seen a few episodes of My 600-Pound Life, and some of the excuses that the fat people on there give as to why they need to eat, even though the doctor said stop eating, is so fucking funny. Like, one of them literally gave the excuse of, oh, it's just water weight, don't worry about it. But another one unironically said, like, oh, I need to keep eating. And it's like, why? Well, I'll waste away if I don't, and I'll starve to death. And as the title suggests, she's like 600 plus pounds.
At least, like, at least in those circumstances, these people are just, their stupidity is only killing themselves.
Yeah.
It's just... Well, although to be fair, I imagine if they are 600 pounds, they can't even work properly. So they likely have like someone who is just indulging them in their vices. Like,
yeah.
I heard some story about one of those people, and like the mother was her caretaker, and it's like, yeah, but she gets hungry, so I buy her the food she wants. Like if she doesn't, like if she doesn't get the food she likes, she's gonna get angry. And what's she gonna do? Run after you? She can't run after you. She can't run, like, she can't walk without getting out of breath.
I'm sure if you put the Twinkie on a plunger and stuck it to her head, she could lose some of the weight that way. Like in that one episode of Family Guy.
Just leave her in a basement for like a few months, and you only feed her some... You only feed her like lettuce and chicken.
I don't know.
3 times a day.
She'll probably request that the chicken be deep fried.
Deep fried in lard. With a crust of Doritos.
With Dorito dust and Mountain Dew, the Movie Bob special.
Chicken marinated in Mountain Dew.
Yeah, you know Movie Bob's fucking cooking regimen,
yeah.
Right? Yeah, that was so fucking funny that he kept eating chicken like that, and like marinated in Mountain Dew and like all this pop and shit. And then a few years down the line, he's like, well, it's official, I have diabetes. I have no idea how it happened, but I got it.
There's a reason why people in AFAB called him Diabito.
Yeah.
It's kind of... I sometimes wonder if there is actually anyone who really watches Movie Bob for the content he produces and not because he's a joke of a human being.
I used to, but it then got to a point where it was like...
10 years ago, no, not even 10 years ago, some 15 years ago, you could go with that, like, because like that kind of content he made at the time wasn't very, there wasn't much of it around the internet, so it was kind of new back then. So especially in video format, so you could make the point, yeah, I used to watch his stuff, it was decent, until you realize,
he was always like this.
Kind of an idiot. He was always like this. He's kind of an idiot. And a bad human being. A bad person.
Yeah, like, there have been a few times where he lets the mask slip, and one of those times was like, oh yeah, so I saw the new X-Men, and I agree with Magneto, and it's like,
What? No, I didn't hear. I didn't listen. There was a cut on the audio.
He said he would say something along the lines of, "Oh, I just saw the new X-Men movie, and guess what? I agree with Magneto 100%." And it's like, are you sure about that movie, Bob?
Yeah, because he wants to exterminate humanity.
Basically, exterminate humanity, but specifically the people he disagrees with politically, which that's not seen as a good thing in most people's eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just he's a goofball of a human being, and I have a feeling that he talks fast and uses big words to sound smart, and uses the talking fast to make it seem like or to have it so that way it's harder to catch like when he uses a big word wrong.
Yeah, you're trying to keep up with what he's spouting, but so you don't have time to realize that what he said is actually pretty stupid.
Yeah.
There is one of his video where he uses the sentence, "the chronological passage of time."
The chronological?
Yes, the chronological passage of time.
Well, I guess that's the one that the Colonel Sanders uses.
I don't know what that joke's supposed to mean.
It's the chronological passage of time instead of the chronological passage of time.
Oh god, you dumbass. You asshole. That was a joke worse than...
It was perfection.
Yes, I have perfectly developed kidney cancer from hearing that.
Well, at least it's not ass cancer, so you're welcome. I'm sure you could piss that one out.
But I was just amazed, like who listens to a sentence like the chronological passage of time and not immediately get hit with the stupidity of it? Because, Jesus Christ. Well, that was an amazing detour just to get to scare the scientists.
Yeah, we had to restore power to this wiggly robotic arm thing. And now that we've scared them away from it, we now have to figure out a way to get into the rooms that they got scared into. This one was super easy.
Oh, wow, so they're breeding those assholes.
Presumably? Again, I'm not sure if it's insinuated that these are monsters that they have bred, or if these are monsters that are like the result of their experiments from releasing the ghosts. But yeah, it's never explained. There's just fucking alien demon things, because this game wants to be Doom and Half-Life and all the first-person shooters. Anyway, so here's the weapon he was working on. It's a fucking weird cockroach thing that shoots fire. So it's basically a flamethrower. So if you don't want this, you can go to the other rooms.
What do you want?
So you sneak into this one by just knocking on the door and just walking in as a ghost.
Now let me go back to Cthulhu cloning.
It's a tentacle that they've only strapped down to one end so we can fuck around with his shit on the desk.
Oh boy.
I've seen enough hentai to know where this is going.
Yeah, it's a very suggestive object there.
Yep, we scared him. Fantastic.
Stop it! It's not Friday.
No, I have a headache. I'm not in the mood. Alright, and the weird gun that he made is a... oh, yeah, it's like a weird grenade launcher, but there's like a fucking powered by tentacles or something. It's very weird. And like with this guy, he opens up the little slidey door so we sneak in as a ghost. And this is the weapon that I want, because it's basically a submachine gun that we get from him. And it's the only one that really has range to it.
Have you ever played Half-Life Opposing Force?
I played a little bit of it. It's like the one fucking game Gearbox made that was actually good.
Yeah, there's some very interesting guns in that one. Like some guns you pick are literally just aliens. That you
Yeah,
have to...
that was like that in I like, not only did they have to fucking just say it as die, but they had to like put like a little line in there to make sure, like, see player, this is what it says, just so you don't get confused. Anyway, and this weapon is the most cumbersome piece of shit ever, but it's powered by, like, I don't know, a fetus brain or something? I don't know. Like, if this is a machine gun, like, Jesus Christ, this is so cumbersome to use.
It looks like it's powered by the testicle of Moloch.
Basically. So what were we talking about before we scared this guy in the most pathetic way possible?
Good question. Oh, Half-Life.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, in the original
Half-Life,
Half-Life, yeah, like, you got, like, a little, like, fucking crab things that you just tossed out, and they would just hone in on, like, any living thing.
I got such a scare when I first got those.
Did you try using them in a area without people?
Yeah, because I saw, like, the Half-Life has that thing, like, where you grab the weapon and immediately switches to the weapon, the new weapon.
Mm-hmm.
So I just out of nowhere just saw that little creature in my hand. I was like, what the? And then I instinctively start firing. So just Gordon starts tossing a bunch of those creatures, and then they come back at me like, what's going on here?
Yeah. I need to beat Half-Life 1 because what's sad is that I got to the halfway point of Half-Life 1 like 3 times, but each of the times that I tried playing through it, the hard drive on my computer crashed and deleted everything. So
What?
yeah.
How? Each of the times? Like,
Yeah.
how?
Back in high school, I had an HP laptop, which, comment section, I know, I was retarded. But, basically, long story short, was that, it was defective, and I had to send that laptop back, no joke, 8 fucking times to the manufacturer to, have them fix it, because the hard drive kept failing. So, long story short, HP laptops are garbage. And the only benefit is that my mom, who bought the laptop for me, she actually got the warranty, the store warranty. That's like 99% of the time a scam. and it actually paid off. Because I didn't have to pay for any of those fixes. But I suspect all they did was that they just did a factory reset on the hard drive and then just shipped it back to me and didn't actually replace the hard drive like a bunch of fucking mongs. But yeah, that was my fun time with the HP laptop.
So what point did you get? What was the farthest you got in Half-Life?
I think I got to the part where they take your weapons away and then they throw you in a dumpster and they introduce the ninjas.
Yeah, that was a major annoyance for me in that game.
Yeah, I hate it when they take away your weapons, but
I hated how most of the time, like, we got an alien invasion, and I spent most of the game fighting humans, fighting soldiers. Just piss off.
But it was part of the lore that the U.S. government is secretly evil.
Oh.
Even though that's
a
like...
That's a groundbreaking plot point, isn't it?
No one could have
seen that
coming.
We know the three-letter agencies are evil. We don't. That's very much accepted by now.
I don't know. I'm sure there's somebody out there who's like, really? The CIA doing naughty things? No, that's impossible. They're Homeland Security, and they're the world police. How could they ever do wrong?
What do you mean they introducing crack in the black communities?
I heard that was Ronald Reagan because he was a racist.
Oh boy. But yeah, like it's really. It's a really petty thing, but it really pissed me off. Cause like you have aliens in your game, and
yeah.
I'm fighting a bunch of assholes in tactical gear, in camo pants. Just eat a dick. Eat a dick, Valve. Jesus. And then. Yeah.
Hey, it's the worm snail again. Except this time he's gotten an upgrade on his shell.
It sounds like he just got stuck with a bunch of.
Yeah, he got a whole bunch of shit on him, and.
Are those fuel tanks?
Basically, yeah. So we have to just shoot them all off, and that's how we fight this boss. But this area is like a big maze, and he's constantly rolling around. And this is why I picked this gun, because, like I said, it has range, so we can actually shoot him from, like, down the hall. Unlike the other weapons, where it either arcs or the range is, like, 2 feet. And this is essentially how you beat the boss fight, is that you just sort of camp a corner and just wait for him to come around. Which is a little disappointing, but whatever. I hope Nintendo didn't invest too much, well, he's constantly just running around, right? So it's just one of those things where it's just like, oh yeah, just have to find him. But, I was just about to say, I kind of hope that Nintendo didn't invest too much money into this game, because, I'd be sad to know that, it was like, oh yeah, we, invested $10 million into this. How much do you think, game companies, usually invest into like making games? Like, I know the number's like stupid high, but what would be like?
It wasn't always stupid high, but as you can see, like games with Kickstarters over like $1 million come out fine. I think the Kickstarter for Kingdom Come Deliverance wasn't very was something in that realm, like 1 million, a million something, and the game came out pretty good. It's just that like they really inflate their budgets on nonsense, like inflate their budget just trying to craft, trying to animate the specs of of the individual threads of hair and the spots the spots of acne on someone's skin, like a bunch of nonsense. And then you so, and then they need to sell what, like 7 million copies to make a profit.
Yeah, that's why Square Enix is always disappointed in their sales.
Because they're constantly expending retarded amounts of money, so they get really disappointed with massive sales. Like, it's just like a game selling something like 1 million copies is a feat. Like, it's an amazing deal. For any game in the past, selling something like 1 million copies would be a dream.
Yeah.
But then they create such stupid high budgets, and they also pay a lot with advertisement. Advertisement makes sense, but then like, we also hired like 5 different celebrities to do the voices. It costs us about 100 million, but.
And I heard that when they do this celebrity thing, they actually do a really shady thing where they won't actually tell the celebrities what role they're playing purposely, so that way they can undercut them on finances. So, like, if
the importance of the role.
Yeah. So, like, if they're like the main character, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, you're doing this role, and you're doing this like voice. We want you to do this voice or whatever. So just say these lines." And then it turns out, oh yeah, they're the main character. But they say that to all of them so they can pay them like roughly the same.
The humans of this world are about to do what they do best. Discuss, bicker, cower, and acquiesce. All the while possessing the power to conquer and destroy their enemies.
Although I did hear something that Valve has done that, if true, is incredibly fucking based that they're doing. So, Valve does in fact have a one of those ethic sections. So like, oh yeah, so like the whole make sure that like the diversity, not the diversity hire, but like making sure your games have enough diversity.
Make sure idiots on Twitter are not gonna cry much about our game, which is ridiculous because they're gonna cry anyway.
Yeah, but here's the base part. They don't give them anything to do, so they just have them sit around doing nothing.
Sounds like an amazing job.
Yeah, but like here's the thing: they're not doing harm on anybody else, so it's like Valve is taking the sacrifice and just paying these people to just do nothing.
How is this guy still alive?
Well, yeah,
that's the beginning.
Yeah,
the video ended.
Yeah, the video ended.
Okay.
But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you all later. Have a nice night.
See ya.